Namaste. Namaste means the goodness in me sees the goodness in each and every one of you. So I'm lucky I have Bella with me today. So Bella's joining in for our next yoga session. So when you're ready, just have your arms by your side, just rested with the palms facing forward and making sure your legs are switched on. So by that I mean ensuring they're nice and active. So we're not standing there like this, we're switched on so you can feel the muscles in your legs. Beautiful, rolling your shoulders back and just closing down your eyes for a moment. Taking a deep breath in all the way down to the belly and out through the mouth. 2 more times, a deep breath into the belly, out through the mouth, and again. Well done. And you're now completely present in the moment. So from here, we're just going to have 3 beautiful belly breaths. Remembering that balloon breath? Well, that's what we're going to practice again. However, this time, as we inhale, we're lifting our arms up overhead like we're blowing up a balloon. And then when we exhale, we're pretending we're a balloon and releasing all the air out. So together, deep breath in, inhale, lifting the arms up overhead, blowing up as big as you can. And exhale, letting it all out. And again, deep inhale, blowing up your balloons, and exhale, releasing all the air. Well done. And again, deep inhale, lovely, and exhale. Well done. And let's just hug the knees in nice and close to the chest. Little gentle movement that feels good for you. So you're like a little ball, breathing freely now. Lovely. And then when you're ready, making your way to the back of the mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, that's totally fine. Just sitting in a comfortable way with your legs nice and extended. And notice your spine. Are you hunched over or are you nice and straight? Remembering the shoulders down and away from the ears. Lovely. And then the arms by the side. So your palms are pressing into the earth, nice and strong. And it's a bit like a letter L, isn't it, Bella? So we're making a letter L with our bodies. Beautiful. Then floating the hands to prayer position. So this posture we're in is Dandasana or rod pose. And then when you're ready, as we inhale, lifting the arms up overhead, nice and tall, crossing over the thumbs, opening up the palms, and then folding forward as you breathe out. Noticing that my chest is still lifting up, isn't it? So we're lifting up, arms are nice and long. And it doesn't matter if you're not reaching your toes. So the purpose is to have a nice long spine. Beautiful. Breathing deeply and freely. And if you're able to touch your toes, if you like, you can always press the toes away just to give you a little bit more of a stretch. But Bella, you can stay where you are, sweetheart. Beautiful. So it's like you're shining your heart up to the heavens. Lovely. And then when you're ready, floating the hands back to prayer again. We're picking up the right foot and then resting that foot on the inside of the left thigh. Lovely. And we're going to give ourselves a little hug. So you've been doing awesome work. So we're going to reach over and come down for a little hug. Hugging your right knee and just staying here for a moment. Maybe you can feel the length of your left leg. And maybe you can notice that the breath is traveling to the back of your lungs here. Deep, beautiful breaths. Lovely, and then floating back up. And then when you're ready, twisting back to the center again. Lovely, and with the left hand, we're reaching for our left big toe. And then as we start to ease in the direction of our left leg, notice that the inside of your elbow slides down the inside of your leg. And then lifting up the right arm. Beautiful side stretch. If you like, you can look up at your fingertips. So see how our arms are nice and long, reaching straight up as tall as you can, having beautiful length. And then to stretch the right side of our body, we're just gently going to ease over a little more. And notice here, you can feel the opening between the ribs here. So they're our little intercostal muscles. So we're getting beautiful oxygen into that part of the body. Lovely work. And then floating back up to center. Excellent. And then we're going to turn around, but you can stay where you are. So Bella and I are just floating to the front of the mat just so you can see us. And then we're coming into the opposite direction. So picking up the left foot to rest it inside the right thigh. And how are we sitting, Bella? We're not hunched, are we? We're nice and tall. Lovely. Floating the hands to prayer. And then this time twisting over to face the left knee and coming down for a little cuddle. So giving back to yourself. A little cuddle. It doesn't matter if you don't come all the way down. Maybe you're just coming to here, and that's okay too, wherever you can reach. So Bella has beautiful flexibility there, Bella. So she's coming all the way down. Remember, you never come into any pain. So if it hurts, ease off a little. Breathing freely. Deep, beautiful breaths. Lovely work. And then floating back up to center, hands to heart again. And twisting so you're facing your right toes. Lovely. And this time we're releasing the right arm to reach for the right big toe. And then sun shining up the left arm. Notice as you start to bend down a little that the right elbow this time is sliding on the inside of the right leg. Well done, and see if you can look up at your fingertips. Beautiful, so the gaze is straight up to the sky or straight up to your ceiling if you're inside. Breathing freely and deeply. Remember, you can close your eyes at any time, so you might find beautiful peace within. Lovely, and if you like, you can stretch over a little so you feel that beautiful stretch between the ribs. Breathing freely. Deep, beautiful breaths. Lovely. And then on the next inhale, floating all the way back up to center. Well done. And then we're lengthening both legs and just wriggling it out. How are you going, Bella?
Great.
Excellent. Beautiful. And then we're coming on to kneeling. So we're kneeling. Lovely. And from here, we're going to tuck the toes under. And notice that your heels are shooting back, making sure that you're active in your legs again. And we're slightly tucking up the pelvis towards the lower ribs here. So you're activating your tummy muscles. Well done. So we're coming into our dancing camel. This one's a bit of fun. So we'll start off slow and then we can go a little faster. So with the left hand, reaching back for the left heel, lifting up the right arm. Taking a couple of deep, beautiful breaths here. Notice your gaze is straight up high, maybe looking at the sky or the heavens, breathing freely. Notice how good it feels to stretch the front of the body and then coming back to center. Now we're switching over to the opposite side. Right hand to right heel, lifting up the left arm, breathing freely. Lovely. So you're opening up your heart, shining your heart up, breathing freely. And then coming back to center again, arms rested by your side. Now the fun part, so the dancing camel. Do you remember this one? So we basically do the same thing, but faster. So leaning back, left arm back, right arm up, back to center, left arm up. And switching, notice that you're activating your leg muscles and your glutes are working too. Beautiful open stretch for the front of the body. Lovely. Stretching out the neck as well. And the neck's a continuation of the spine. So we want to have a beautiful, long, healthy spine. Breathing freely. So we're dancing camels. One last one. Excellent. Coming back to center. Well done. How was that?
That was good.
Okay, so flattening out the feet. Floating the hands down to make sure we have 2 fists between the knees again. Hands are just nice and centered below the wrists, which are below the elbows, which are below the shoulders. So you'll remember this one from the previous videos. We're coming into our cow and cat. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Well done. Then coming back to neutral spine. Let's test our balance today. So it's a little bit tricky. We're going to inhale, pick up left arm, exhale, inhale, pick up right leg. So we're kicking back. See how long you can be. So we're trying to create a nice long line. So you're really reaching with your fingertips and kicking back with your toes. It does get wobbly every now and that's okay. Notice how strong you can be. Deep, beautiful breaths. And then relax. Well done. How's that? Good. Okay, now let's drop the buttocks back and have a little rest in child's pose. So resting the third eye or the brow on the mat and have 3 deep, beautiful breaths. You can always connect the palms together if you like in prayer position, or you can lift them up like balleriz. Breathing freely. Deep, beautiful breaths. And then when you feel like you've had enough of a rest there, you can always float back to tabletop. Lovely. Remember the 2 fist distance between the knees. And we're going to balance the opposite side this time. So as we inhale, lengthening right arm, exhale. Then inhale, pick up the left leg, nice and long, breathing freely. Beautiful, long, straight line. Lovely. So pointing the toes away as far as you can. Pointing the fingertips away as long as you can. Deep, beautiful breaths. So testing your balance. Maybe you feel a little bit different on this side. That's okay, there's no right or wrong. It's just becoming more aware of your body. Noticing how you feel. Deep, beautiful breaths. All the way down to the belly like we did at the start of this class. Lovely, and then release. Coming into another variation of child's pose, which is opening up the knees, crossing over the big toes, and then when you're ready, reaching your arms as forward as you can go. Beautiful. So you're opening up your hips here, resting the third eye on the mat. If it's too deep for you, you can always create 2 fists and rest your third eye on your fists. Bella, you can stay there. Breathing freely. Deep, beautiful breaths. Lovely work. And then gently releasing out of this posture, coming back to sitting on the heels. Bringing the knees back in to meet. Lovely. And then Bella, we're just staying for a moment because we're going to make our way to Tadasana, which is our beautiful mountain pose. So just gently starting to come onto the knees, then onto the feet. And mountain pose is basically just standing up. So we're crossing over the wrists and just starting to roll up nice and slowly. Careful with your spine. So we don't rush with yoga. We take our time. We're nice and mindful. Rolling back the shoulders again. Palms by the side. Excellent work. Let's be nice, strong warriors today. Not a warrior. We don't need to worry, do we? We need to be a warrior, nice and strong. So when you're ready, we're going to float the hands to prayer again. And then we're picking up the right leg and just lunging forward a little. Lovely. And then when you feel nice and grounded, making sure that the toes are pointing on a bit of an angle so you can see they're facing out on an angle. Lovely. And then we're bending more into the front leg. So you can feel the stretch here. Notice you can feel the stretch on the inner legs. Breathing freely. Lovely. And then when you're ready, we're lengthening right arm forward, left arm behind us. And just look over your back arm to see if it's in line with your front arm. So we're trying to create a beautiful long line with our body. And notice your shoulders, are they up here? Hopefully not. Hopefully they're down and away from your ears. Breathing freely. Beautiful. If you don't really feel the stretch, maybe walk the forward foot a little bit more forward and bend into it. I bet you feel that. Feel that, Bella?
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. Stay as long as you can. Deep, beautiful breaths. The moment you feel like you can notice your legs, take another deep breath here. Lots of mozzies around my face. So I'm resisting that temptation to be distracted by these mozzies. Beautiful. And then we're going to float back the left arm, lift up the right. Have to flick them away. Lifting up the right arm, allowing the left arm to float back. Beautiful. Coming back to center. This time bending over, lifting the left arm up. So we're floating in this. Notice that the upper body is nice and light. Beautiful. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So see how we're connecting the breath with the movement. Lovely. One last one. How's your legs? I bet they're feeling like jelly. Coming back to center. Well done. And then let's just start to walk that back foot in more forward. Lovely. And shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Okay, so we're coming back to forward, the right foot forward, creating a bit of a shorter stance now between the legs. The legs are straight this time, so both legs are nice and straight. And this time, floating up both arms, coming into Trikonasana, which is triangle pose. Reaching, 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 reaching forward, like you're trying to save someone. And then floating right arm back, left arm up. Looking up if you can. Deep, beautiful breaths. So notice you're creating a triangle shape with your legs. Beautiful work. Then floating all the way back up again. Let's turn so we're facing this way. Lovely. So we might as well start by doing the triangle on this side because we're already positioned for that. So making sure the shoulders are down and away from the ears again. Beautiful. This time we're reaching, reaching, reaching in the opposite direction. And then floating left hand down, right arm up, breathing freely. You may have heard a little pop or a little crack, and that's okay. Whenever you hear sounds like that, you're just releasing tension that might have stored in your body. So looking up at the right fingertips. Deep, beautiful breaths. Remember, you can rest at any time. So if you get tired, take a rest. And by resting, you can just come into child's pose, like that little mouse posture. Beautiful, then floating all the way up. Lovely. Let's bring our hands to prayer again. And we're creating a bigger stance now. So just wiggling the forward foot a little bit more forward. So the left foot, lovely. And moving the right foot away a little more. So see how we're making more space here. Twisting so we're facing over the left leg. Bending in the left leg. Beautiful. Coming into warrior on this side. So floating left arm forward, right arm back. Looking over your back shoulder to make sure that the arms are at the same level. Breathing freely. Lots of mozzies. Bella, isn't there? Yes. You're doing well not to be too distracted. Breathing freely. Again, remember if you want to feel the stretch more, you can move the feet out a little deeper. Deep, beautiful breaths. Lovely. And then we're getting ready for flipping the forward hand. So lowering the back arm, sorry mozzies, lifting up left arm, breathing freely. And then when it feels good, coming back to center again. And remember before we floated down. So we'll do this again, coming back to center, flipping the hand, floating back, coming back to center. So connect your breath here. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Notice your legs. I bet they're feeling nice and worked out. Well done. So you can go as slow or as fast as you like. You don't have to even go at the same rate as us. Whatever feels good. Lovely. And then we're going to bring the hands to prayer again. Just walking in heel toe, the back leg a little. And then shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Well done. So we're coming into squat. So hands to prayer. Pointing the toes away from us. You've probably done this in PE before. And then just simply starting to bend, bending down. Maybe you need to adjust your feet in a way that makes it more accessible for you. And see if you can float the elbows on the inside of the knees. So again, checking your shoulders. We don't want to see this. That's not healthy. This is healthy. Beautiful. Deep, beautiful breaths. Closing down your eyes if that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, this is a bit of trust. Remember, the earth is there to catch you. Let's keep the hands where they are. Know that the earth is there, and then coming down to sitting. Well done. Soles of the feet together. We're coming into butterfly pose. Bella knows this one. She's already started. So with this one, we're holding on to the ankles and just resting the elbows down gently, nice and lightly, and lifting up and down, up and down. So we'll start off just by doing it mindfully, Bella. So we're not going to let them freely move like this right now. We're just gently lifting them up and down. So it's more of a conscious movement. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we're going to come to stillness and see if you can lean forward a little bit more. So you're bringing your weight forward a little, and you might find that you're pressing more and more onto the knees, and eventually they'll start to make their way down closer and closer to the earth. Not straight away, but eventually. And if it feels good, let's go from side to side like a little rock. Side to side, to side to side. And notice it feels nice. You're giving yourself a little massage. Breathing freely and deeply. Beautiful. Lovely, coming to stillness. Now this one's a little bit tricky, but I think you can give it a go. So we're going to bring the feet on the mat or on the earth. And then we're picking up the left foot, bringing it in the direction of the right buttock. Yeah, well done. And then if that feels okay, picking up the right foot, you can either leave it there, and that's lovely just like that, or if you want more of a challenge, you can pick up your foot and bring it in the direction of the left hip. And you might need to lift up a little just to adjust so you feel comfy on your sitting bones. Beautiful. If that feels okay, notice that your knees are stacked one on top of the other. Well done, Bella. Trying to get all 10 toes to touch the earth. And if you like, you can even rest your hands down on your feet. Lovely. So we're going to replicate that movement with our arms. So we're going to float the left elbow to the center. Bring the right arm, it's like we're threading it under and through to wherever the hands meet. Maybe your fingertips are resting on your palm, wherever it reaches. Beautiful. Then we're lifting up. Feel that stretch between your shoulders. Beautiful. And remember, it's not a competition. You don't need to try too hard. See how you go, starting to fold forward. Feeling that beautiful stretch. Lovely. As far as you would like to go, never into any pain. Deep, beautiful breaths. So it might be a little way. Maybe it's all the way. Maybe it's just to here. That's okay too, wherever feels good. If your arms aren't crossing, you don't even have to do that. You can just fold forward. Any way that feels good for you today. Beautiful work, and then coming back to center. And we're going to do a bit of a funny movement here. It doesn't always happen the first time, so you can replay the videos as many times as you like. Let's try. I think you know what we're going to do, Bella. So we're going to do a circle movement, but we're staying where we are with our feet. So putting the feet on the mat. This is challenging. See how you go. So we're coming over to the left, and then we're twisting around in a circle all the way like a little dance. And then guess what? You're all aligned on the opposite side. Well done, you did it, Bella. So it's not as easy as it looks, it's quite tricky. So if you didn't come to this in the first go, no problem. I'll talk you through it. So you might be from here, and that's okay. So then we're picking up the right foot, resting it near the left buttock, and then picking up the left foot. You can stay here perfectly fine, or for a deeper practice, you can always bring your left foot closer to your right hip. Beautiful. Then remember just to lift up so you're nice and comfy. in your seated position here. How are you going?
It's really good.
Awesome. Each side's a little bit different. Maybe this side's harder for you. Maybe it's easier. Was that easier this side or harder?
It's both the same.
Both the same? Okay. Well, that means your hips are pretty aligned. So that's a good thing. For me, this side's harder. So everyone's different. And again, making sure you're trying to get each of the toes down in the direction of the earth. Sitting up tall. Remember, we're not like this. We're not hunched over. Nice and upright. Shoulders sliding away from the ears. Nice down your back. Beautiful. This time, floating right elbow into the center. And then threading left arm under and through and to wherever the fingers reach. Maybe it's to the palm. Wherever you're at today is perfectly fine for you. Beautiful. Let's lift up, feel the stretch behind shoulders. And then breathing freely as you start to fold. So remember, it doesn't matter how far you come. Maybe it's here or maybe you're up here still. As far as you'd like to go with your stretch. It's quite intense, quite deep. So it doesn't matter if you're not all the way. So you're creating beautiful space between your shoulder blades and you're stretching your legs, opening up the hips. And if your arms won't go in this position today, you can stay there, Bella. If your arms don't go in this position today, you might even like to open up the arms and then fold forward. Wherever you're at, totally fine. Deep, beautiful breaths. Lovely, and then floating back to center again. Well done. Your legs probably feel a little bit strange, so we're going to unravel. And then with the fingertips facing behind us, we're just going to windscreen wipe with the knees. So falling the knees to one side and then the other. How's that feel?
Comforting.
Good, comforting. I like that. It feels good. You're freeing up your legs. Feels so nice. Well done. Deep, beautiful breaths. And then let's come back. Beautiful. So we're going to cross our legs in a nice, comfortable seated position. Let's turn this way so they can see us. You can stay where you are for whoever's watching. And remember, I spoke about a couple of seated positions. So you can either come into Sukhasana with your foot just resting by your shin, or maybe Siddhasana, which is picking up one of your feet and resting it. Here's another challenge. Maybe you want to do this. This is called Padmasana, lotus position. So I'll give it a go. Let's see. Picking up the foot. Yay. Coming into Padma. If it's not comfy, you don't have to do it. Every day we're different. Some days we feel like it, others we don't. Making sure you're nice and tall again. Deep, beautiful breath in. Puffing up the belly. Exhale, releasing the air. Not hunching, no. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Well done. Let's do some shoulder exercises. So with these ones, we're floating the fingertips forward onto the shoulders, I should say, and then elbows forward, up, down, back, little circles. So you might hear crunching or any sounds. Remember, that's tension leaving your body. And let's do circles in the opposite direction. Well done. This time, let's give ourselves a hug. Well done, guys, for doing amazing work again this week. Another big week of schoolwork without your friends. You're amazing. And let's do little circles, circles, circles. And the other way. Breathing freely. Well done. Floating down the hands. Let's release the feet. So we'll even off our hips. So coming to a cross-legged position that's opposite to what you just were. So your unnatural position. And then see how you go coming into the opposite way. Beautiful. So we're nearly done for our little session today. Coming into a nice, comfortable seated position again. Taking a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Loving breath in. Releasing any tensions on the exhale. Well done, breathing freely. Let's float our hands to prayer again. And just before we finish our session today, Just take a moment for yourself right now. Maybe close your eyes, maybe allow a gentle smile to fall upon your face. And think of something you're happy for, you're grateful for. What's something you're happy for today? Maybe it was the yummy lunch you had today. Or maybe it was finishing all of that work that you really wanted to get done today. Or maybe you're thankful for your family. I'm going to put you on the spot, Bella. What are you thankful for today?
For my family.
Oh, for our family. And I'm thankful for my daughters. So let's together take a beautiful deep breath in and out. And let's lower the lips to the fingertips. Slightly bow forward as I say to you, Namaste. Namaste means the goodness in me sees the goodness in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been my absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining me, Bella.
Anytime.
Have a wonderful weekend.
You can take it out.